a grown boy now, Andy.
How old's your girlfriend?
She's just turned 22.
Oh, nice.
20 as well, or 22?
No, she just turned 22.
22. Nice.
Oh, I thought 20.
Same age difference as me and Ashlee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She wanted the young bull. She wanted to go younger to keep her young. Keep that energy.
Are we
up.
live?
No.
We
We're
are.
live?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, gosh.
You know, Ashlee saw the young buck. It was like, you know what? She wanted to gain back some youth. I said, hey, what's up?
Shut
Try
up.
to hang out.
Be quiet.
12 years ago, almost 13 years ago, bro.
Okay, so is this the New Year's Eve episode?
No,
I mean not New Year's Eve. Is this New Year episode? Our first New Year.
No, I think we did that already. We did that already. That was
Oh,
when
we
we
did.
talked about
Okay.
Matthias. Yeah,
Okay.
That's gone. New Year's gone, Ashlee.
New Year's
and
gone.
past.
It's gone and past, but I will say, which we are revisiting. Oh, shoot. That's what I meant to do today. I meant to bring my present. Everybody was asking,
yeah,
and I
that's a
totally
you
forgot.
problem.
That
You
is
were
a me
supposed to
problem.
post that.
Anyways, your mom.
Can you not pop your lips right now, please?
I
Please,
just ate a
please.
spinach.
Stop,
Andy, I'm
stop.
super loud. That's why you can hear it. Can you turn me down?
No, it has nothing to do with that. There's
Andy,
people
turn it down.
listening in their car and working home, and you're just like popping your
There we go.
lips, smacking your tongue. That's fixing it for you. That doesn't fix it for the world. Just so you know. Yeah.
So I will say this.
Okay.
We went broke on Christmas.
What do you mean?
All the coffees that you said that people weren't going to tune
yes,
in,
yes.
and you ate your words and you ate your coffee. Because they sure did, and they were hitting us up.
Yes, which that reminds me because
Are people sharing it?
truthfully, no, they weren't sharing it. But first of all, let me see how much was spent already. Yeah,
People
so-
were sending us DMs, telling
I
us
know.
that they watch. So you guys are the faithful
so-
listeners. Hater,
Everybody.
hater. They even called you out. They said, we're not watching The Reckoning. We're not watching Stranger Things. We are watching Beyond I Do.
On Christmas.
On Christmas, yeah.
So for those catching up,
You owe them an apology.
2 episodes ago, I said people won't be watching this on Christmas. I said anyone watching on Christmas will buy you coffee. Legitimately hundreds of Beyond the Letter got them. I got them. You got them. Our YouTube channel comment section is flooded with them. So here's the thing, guys. We've been trying. I've tried to send it to as many people as possible. I really don't know what goes through your head.
Not a lot.
Because the way we did it was we had this, scan code for Starbucks, which people do this all the time. So Ashlee's just sending people this screenshot of a barcode with no explanation what coffee shop it goes to, how to use it, and so
Starbucks.
and so I'm like, can you explain to people what?
How do I explain directions to you? Did you expect anything more?
No, you don't. That's why I'm
Exactly.
hoping for other people you would do better.
I'm
than what you
showing
give
them
me.
proof.
Give them more
Showing
effort.
them proof.
So here's the thing, y'all. Don't lie, because we can recheck the DMs and the comments, okay? But if we missed you, so far we've spent over $400 buying people coffee. I just checked the Starbucks gift card, all right? And so if we missed you on Christmas, you got to be honest. If we missed you on Christmas.
And you took a screenshot of, or it's a timestamp.
It was just, it was their comment or whatever, or they shared it.
Yeah.
I think I got everyone who screenshot it
for
and
me,
shared.
yeah.
I think I got everyone, but we didn't get YouTube, and we didn't get people's just regular DMs like, hey, I watched today or whatever. And so if we missed you, DM Beyond the Letter. I'm going to get the team. I'll get Alize the QR scan thing, and then she'll get it to you.
And she'll just send it to you and just know that
It goes to Star, and people are like, "Hey, they're texting me. I'm inputting the gift card." I'm like, "You think I have 500 gift cards?
Right.
How do you think that's possible?"
Yeah, no.
I'm like, it's a shared account that
yeah.
scans, and once it hits zero, it hits zero. So
Yeah.
hopefully, you won't be the last person that hits zero. But legitimately, it's $400 later. I've had to keep reloading money on it as I saw it dropping. So I'm sorry. And if it was just one coffee,
you didn't
don't
look me
keep
in the eye
going
when
back.
you said that.
Well, I'm sorry to the listeners. I'm not sorry to you. There's nothing. This didn't involve you.
That's crazy. That's wild because I was the one to prove you wrong. You are proven wrong, sir. I said my friends were going to be listening. They did. And my friend said, she was like, I'm in Utah and I'm watching it. And my husband's sitting on his couch and watching it. So, and he was
You
here.
got double.
They were double dipping.
Double listens.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. It won't happen
Hello?
again. I won't. Not to you.
What?
It's them.
I deserve an
It's
apology
them.
because you didn't believe in me and my friends.
You're referring to like 2 or 3 people that you knew would watch it. You know, I was referring
They
to.
gave me hope. You know what? That's faith of a mustard seed. Do you have it? Being in the new
Hold
year.
on. What
Come
Bible
on.
verse is that from?
You know.
yeah. What part of the Bible is it in? Old Testament or New
I'm
Testament?
going to school. I'm going
I
to
know.
school.
Old Testament, New Testament.
Old Testament.
Oh man, I'm so glad you're going to Bible school. Ashlee's going to seminary again for the 3rd time, guys. She's in seminary again.
Picked a new one. Gosh,
Well,
can't make up my mind. Just
yeah.
like a true woman.
Yes, yeah. But hey, I was wrong. You were right, Ashlee.
You closed your eyes.
I was surprised because it's very hard for me to. I'm wrong maybe once a year. So in the new year, this is the only one wrong time I could be
No,
wrong.
I'm counting that last year.
I doubt I'll be wrong in 2026. So just take your win. Take
Right,
your win
Nancy.
right now. Nancy knows. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Good to see you. We're in the 2nd week of the new year, 2026. I got a video that we're going to play, and let's talk about it. Believe it or not, this thing has gone this from a grandmother. It's gone ultra viral. We'll talk about it, perspective, little pastoral, personal opinion type thing. But like, it's been clipped a lot by kind of like Christian leaders to give perspective and things. So maybe people have seen this, maybe they haven't. I didn't even bring it up to you because I want your fresh
Yeah, and your friend
reaction.
over here, birthday friend.
Andy?
Andy
turned 20. Let's go.
Yeah, happy
Big
birthday,
2-0,
Andy.
2
But
decades, dude.
This short-lived happy birthday because he didn't even want to show me. I said, "Oh, show me the video." He's like, "No, I don't. I want your raw response." I said, "Ew."
That's what I'm talking
Who
about,
are
big
you?
dog. We didn't even
Who
talk
you
about that,
who you been
Andy.
hanging out with, Adam?
He's rubbing off.
Well, yeah, nobody cares.
Did you get your haircut yet, Andy?
He
I didn't notice.
did.
Let's
He
see
did.
it. Let's see it. Give us a little fashion show on camera.
He said he literally said I didn't cut it as much as he wanted me to because my girlfriend still wanted it long.
Hey, listen, do whatever the lady friend says, my boy.
It looks
Do
good.
whatever it says. Let's see it. Come in the camera frame. Where are you at? Look at that. Now, guys, just imagine before this was like if you've ever seen like a sheepdog,
Literally.
like where you can't see its face, eyes, all that.
None of
That's
it.
what he looked like before. So now we can see his eyes. You can see his ears. You couldn't see them once upon a time. I know if
You
you're
have ears.
if you're listening in the car, just imagine a Mexican sheepdog is what he used to look like. And what he looks like now is a Mexican sheepdog with a haircut. So that's a Mexican
good,
sheepdog
Andy.
who doesn't know how to eat tacos.
Yeah. Happy
Okay.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Andy. 20 years old.
We actually brought that up to our son this week because Matthias was asking how to eat a taco.
And I taught him, I said, listen, you will not go 19 years without being like Andy and eating a taco like him. So I said, right now, son, we had a whole moment. We're going to turn your head. The head turns, hand stays straight. Get into it. And he learned it. And Matthias is locked in at 7.
Yes.
He beat Andy by 12 years
Yeah, it's crazy.
in learning how to eat a taco.
Yep.
You know,
20.
now
Oh,
that
now
he's 20, he's a grown man.
Taking on a
tacos
new
now.
leaf.
Yeah, good job. All right, well,
All right, raw reaction.
this video, we want Ashlee's raw reaction. I don't know if we'll see if we're going to listen to the whole thing, but a context is a lot of people have been talking about this. It's got millions upon billions of views, thousands upon thousands of comments. And it's really, let's play it, Andy, and let's talk about it going into the new year. It's important, and it's fresh conversation for me and Ashlee, and we'll talk about it. Why?
Let me say something a lot of parents are afraid to admit. Yes, it's absolutely okay to take a vacation, a family vacation, without your sons and daughter-in-law. And it doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean they're not welcome. It doesn't mean there's drama. Sometimes you just want time with your own kids, the ones you raised, the ones you survived life with, the ones you rocked through teething and heartbreak and their first apartment. That relationship deserves its own space too. And honestly, in-laws might appreciate having the option not to go. Trips are expensive, schedules are tight, People have jobs, kids, routines, and needs. A vacation without them might be the one thing that actually keeps the peace. And listen, there's a big difference between excluding someone and planning something that isn't meant to include everyone. Families are allowed to have branches. Not every branch has to be on every trip. If you love your in-laws, make sure they know it. But also honor the part of your heart that still loves the just us moments with your original crew. Both can be true. Both can be healthy. So, tell me in the comments, would you or your in-laws be offended or totally relieved if you took a trip without them? Thanks for watching and welcome back to Grandma Camp.
Okay.
Okay. First, I got a couple questions. Okay. So it's me, my mom, my sister, and brother going on a trip with just my mama?
Yeah, with your mom and dad. It's parents saying, "Hey, these are the 2, 3,
Without
4
you?
kids." Without any of the in-laws, daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws. It's basically the
kids either?
the maiden name family. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. They're just saying, hey, her premise is it's okay to go on a trip, vacation, and only invite the children you raised and not their partners in marriage. And you don't have to apologize for it. That you're not excluding them. You're just intentionally planning without them.
I want to know what your thoughts are.
I mean, it's absurd. I mean, I could see why it went so viral, but I could see why predominantly maybe some baby boomers would be like, yeah, totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Be with the children that you're comfortable with. They're the ones you raise, not the in-laws. And a lot of people have commented like, you could clearly tell she's a boy mom because,
I'm a boy mom, and
yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna need distraction because I still want to be with my husband. Y'all gotta go do something. I ain't doing nothing with y'all.
Well, you're talking
there.
about race. She's in a grandma phase.
Right,
So
that's
think,
what I'm
think
saying.
Of
Like,
your parent.
yes, if my kids were old, I'm not hanging out with Matthias and Thomas. Like, what are we doing? Like that's what this time is for. This is our time now. Like, we should be pouring into our children now and having those memories now, and they should be able to now, once we have a family and they have families, create the memories now new as they grow older in their age to grow older with us and hopefully a beautiful relationship with their spouses. I think that is absurd.
It's crazy. Some of the team don't have their headphones on, so I think they're just putting together what the conversation is. They're like, but yeah, I mean that's her premise is that like husband and wife, you just invite your
so
your
we're taking Matthias and Thomas when they're 30 years old on a trip,
and their wives have to stay home
with the kids.
Well, you don't think about that's not has nothing to do with that. It's just saying you want your immediate family only.
Her daughter-in-laws probably do not like her.
Daughter-in-law, son-in-laws, however many kids. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the family dynamic is. But I would say this on many fronts because I think you and I have experience on both sides.
Yes.
Because I'm busier than the average person, and I don't necessarily, even though I have a lot of autonomy, I don't really have a lot of freedom, and so. There's some things that your family did, which I don't think a lot of families do. I'll just say my family, we're very isolated. We're close, but we all do our own things. Mm-hmm. So if something does happen as a family, which is very rare, it's very much like we got to make sure everybody's available. Mm-hmm. Where your family is every weekend there's something. There's someone's thing, someone's this, someone's trip. Your family on New Year's did a thing in Anaheim for your nephew. Some family members go, and so your families. When I came into the family, because I came in as the first guy. Your brother was married, but obviously her maiden name changed to Elliot and stuff like that. So as a new man kind of coming into your guys' family, your family through time, not immediately, but through time did a lot of things that were really caring of showing how, being such a close family, it was like acknowledgement of, okay, things need to change or are going to change. Mm-hmm. Your family group chat used to be called whatever it was, Elliot or whatever it was called. Now today, for the past probably 8 years, it says E&M, which is Elliot and Messa's. Yeah. Change the family group chat name. Mm-hmm. Like they could have just, and I think once upon a time, I was just added into the Elliott one. And then over time, someone in your family changed the name.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's really thoughtful. They changed the family last name. Now
I think it was
all
after
of us.
my dad passed. I think my mom changed it.
It might have been that
think it
time,
was.
so about
Yeah,
5 years ago. Yeah. Whenever it changed. Yeah, I think it was because then we created a new Jupe chat that didn't have your dad's old number in it.
Yeah.
And then she just changed the name, which that was really, that's really thoughtful doing stuff like that. What's become happening now is you started saying, you and I had a relatively early kind of agreement that was, hey, you can go to as many of your family functions without me, just know that if you continue to go to them without me, because I'm so busy, at some point, people are going to make an assumption that our marriage isn't good. And that's just not true. It's just I work a busier life, have a crazier schedule than the average person. I've always had dual income stuff, so I've always had 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time, which has afforded us what we've desired going into one day our 40s and 50s, what would be goals for us. And so I've maintained that for over 12 years that we met. When you met me, I didn't have one job. And so that's been consistent. And so early on, you would be like, okay, going without you to this, going without you this, which I was completely fine with. Your family understood I was busy. And I think in time, maybe through friendly comments of family members and just other stuff, you were like,
nah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start going when Adam's available.
Yeah. And
then the recent biggest thing was your family did a family reunion for your mother's maiden name, a Mezix. It was a big family reunion. And I said, hey, it's impossible. I scheduled a wedding I have to perform. I have to work that weekend. It's impossible for me to go to this. I cannot do it. They planned it like eight months out. And your mom coming back said, hey, I didn't like that Adam couldn't make it. Let's plan it for 2 years and let's get it on his calendar right now because I want Adam there.
Yeah.
Set the date already for 2 years from now. So there's things that, now it's different, I think, if it's like, hey, I'm a mother and I just want to do a daughter's thing. I'm a dad and I want to just do a son's thing. That's different. Yeah. That's different because even if there's daughters and sons, you're excluding and maybe the father isn't involved or the mom is, and it's like a girl's thing or a guy's thing. Yeah. That's one thing. And to be intentional about that. Yeah, it's another thing. Hey, mom and dad, we want to just take our kids. And that's the dynamic. And so things that your family, your mom has done, and even your brother and your sister in me coming in the family who has made me feel like, oh, you're not an outsider. You're a part of this family, but we also recognize that Adam and Ashlee are their own family. And it went from just including Ashlee or asking Ashlee to, saying, okay, now let's ask Adam and Ashlee. And that took, your family's very, very close. So that took a lot of years. And not really, it never really bothered me. My more so was just because I'm a pastor and I talk with families all the time. It was just like, hey, just word for the wise. Like if you go to a lot of stuff without me, at some point, people are going to start putting stuff in your head and it's not true.
Right.
So there was that. And then the recent one that I was a little hurt at first until I got clarity. You said, hey, my cousins want to do a cousin trip, so I'm going to do it on this date next year. All your cousins. Yeah. They said they want to do one big cousins trip, hang out together. And my assumption was, okay, I'll be at home with the boys. Yeah. And I thought, well, that's kind of messed up that I wouldn't be invited to that. Like, I know I'm not a blood cousin, but I was like, and you know me, I don't care about anything. You don't like that. I don't like anything. So the thought of going, was not interesting at first. It was just the fact of like, well, at least let me say no. Like at least think about me, and then I could say no. But I know how important it is for you. So then I said, hey, because then I heard you talking to your mom. Yeah. We're planning this 9 months out. And I heard you talking to your mom going, hey, so when you take the boys, all the kids, take them on a cruise. Or something. Yeah. And I thought, why would Ashlee be asking for her mom to watch them if I'm watching them? So then I just said, hey, just for clarity, am I invited to this? And you got female cousins and male cousins, and you said, absolutely. My male cousin texted me on the side and basically said, please make sure Adam is invited, and we want him there, and this and that. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really nice that they were considering me.
Yeah.
And to a degree, I think some of your family members, not all, but even for you, is like, hey, let's plan it far ahead because Adam is the least last minute guy out.
Yeah.
And so we got to really, because I missed out on the family reunion because even for me, oftentimes 8 months is still last minute. Right. 6 months is super last minute.
Well, yeah,
for me.
because someone even asked you for something randomly. I know it's off topic, but you had a wedding, and I was like, Adam, it's already in your calendar, and you're like, yeah, can't go.
Yeah, it was for 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And so,
but yeah, when it comes to family dynamic, I think for us, it was our family's very close, but I think that's just how my mom kind of formed the family. My dad was very much a family guy, but my mom kind of was just like family does
your
family.
Mom's one of 11, so
exactly.
Everything is family. Yeah.
And so when inviting or wanting Adam at everything, it's also too not only our family. I guess I would say this: our family wants everyone there to basically not check in on everyone, but to be like, how is everyone, sort of thing. So for us, if we were to exclude anyone, or let's just say, but I know I'm all over the place right now. What I was going to go back to on the other one, sorry, was when you had made the statement about. Like if my mom and I did something, there is a level of I would say guilt as a sibling sometimes, even though I enjoy my time with my mom, just the two of us, there's a guilt too if we plan something and then like Allie doesn't go. And then if Allie goes and then we didn't say something to Anthony. So that is different though, because it's something that's planned and it wasn't initially to keep the in-laws out. But as siblings, if my mom were to say, hey, I want to go to lunch with you guys, and just, I just don't think it's in my mom's nature to just exclude anybody. That's just not in her. Like, she'd be like, this is what I would like to do. Is everybody available? If not, whoever's available, please come.
Yeah, and I think going to a meal, going to a meal with your like your children, saying, hey, I want to catch him with my kids.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys do lunch? I think that's fair game all day.
Yeah.
I don't think every single thing has to always include the spouse and stuff like that. But I think the moment it becomes, hey, want to do Disney Day, or if the children didn't promote it, like let's just say me and Nathan were talking, and we're like, man, I'd love to hang out. We should just with mom and dad. We should all just go. I'll talk to Ashlee, but just us go. And there might be some context to it. There's some,
but that's something like that. I wouldn't care, because I find that if the kids are doing it. Now, if it was your mom's like, hey, I want to just take me and my boys, girl, you better buy another ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
You better buy another ticket and buy me some ears and buy me a Mickey shirt, because I'm coming. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And then we're going to get a sitter, right? Because I ain't bringing these kids.
So that's the thing. I think there's context. I don't think everything always has to be included, but I think the moment it becomes... But then why energy's absorbed, resources are going into it. This is a trip. This is a thing. It's like, why wouldn't? And I've been involved with a lot of your family stuff and missed out on a lot of your family stuff. Your family went to Utah without me. Yeah. You've gone to Disney without me. Yep. You've did a family reunion, your whole family without me, and I'm good with that because I was invited.
Right.
I just couldn't do it.
Right.
But if I could do it, I was there. Right. I was invited to it. It's not like in this video. It's you are intentionally not inviting the spouse so that you get your time. Like a lot of the times your sister-in-law was at those things that I wasn't. Right. So it's not like it was like, hey, this Elliot thing only.
Right.
It was, hey, this is the date we're going. This is what's available. And I think with my busyness, your family has done a great, a great thing in broadening the scheduling that they have to do,
changing for family.
Yeah, people who normally work a structured kind of 40-hour a week job, it's like, oh, I can put in for time off within a week, within 2 weeks. Me, I can't. When I was a youth pastor, I could do that, but I also have historically always had outside clients, outside speaking engagements. Yeah. So I'm like, you're like, hey, can you do this in 2 weeks? It's like, I could, but then I come back and then I'm making up lost time for all this. Like, I can't. I'm an entrepreneur. There's far less freedom Even now that I lead a church, people tell me all the time, like, hey, can you get, someone just recently asked me, do you make your own schedule? And I was like, I'm like, in theory, I make my own schedule, but the moment you become in charge, here's the schedule you make up.
Right.
There's no schedule. You work 24 hours a day.
100%.
That's the job. So I'm like, I don't come in for 4 days. Guess what? I have 8 days of work I got to do in 4 days. So it's like, that's the difference between someone who maybe works for someone that has structured hours, time off, all that. And so as your family over the years, because no one in your immediate family has like an entrepreneurial background. My whole family's entrepreneurs. Right. My grandpa knows his business. My uncle owns his own business. So it's like we've lived our life knowing that availability is rare and has to be super planned out in order to work. Your family has been more so of like, hey, let's do this in 2 weeks. And I'm like, you got to let me know maybe more so in like 2 months, 4 months, 5. Right. If it's a day, I need like a 2 months heads up. If you're talking about a week thing, like I need a year heads up.
Right.
And your family's like, great, let's start doing that so that Adam at least is invited.
Right.
Like we gave him a fairest crack at opportunity to come, which that's very kind, because seeing this video and I know from other families that there is sometimes an attempt from parents and grandparents to purposely pick inconvenient times to exclude individuals. And at some point, that's where you end up with a broken family. That's where you end up with an angry in-law. That's where you end up a jealous in-law, especially if you're talking about if you're a mother and you have sons and they have wives. That's where the wives are going to have animosity with the mother-in-law because you're still treating your sons as if they're sons and they're not men, and that those men don't have their own families. The Bible says to become one, which means when you became part of my family and you and I had Matthias and Thomas, but just in marriage in general, we created a whole new family. Not even the Mesa family.
Right.
We are the Mesa family, but we're not the Mesa family connected to Diego and Cindy Mesa.
Right.
They're their own family. My mom and dad are their own people. My brothers are their own people. They have their own families. And that's where our family comes with much more of a very individualistic mindset, which is like, dude, I don't care if you don't show up. Like my family's still good.
Right.
My family's still going to be there. My family's still going to be a part of it. It's not like, oh, we can't do that because this family member won't be able to. It's like our family more style is like, well, it sucks to be them. Like we invited them.
Yeah,
like
missing out. Yeah.
Your family's like, oh no, that's not good.
It'd be the talk. Even at the family reunion, how's Adam doing? How's the podcast? What's he doing? How's the preaching going? How's the takeover going? How's the transition been? Like my family knew the whole thing. I was like, oh dang, you ought to be keeping up. They're like, yeah, we watched the podcast. I was like, oh dang.
Yeah.
So they're very much family based, and so, but even just overall in my entire family, my mom's side, I believe they would agree the same. They're very much everybody can come. Like no one is being excluded off of memories or time spent. Because I mean, granted, until I was the age of 22, to the age I was about 21, 22, my parents were part of my life for 22 years. Yeah. They traveled with me. They were with me. They have the memories. My thought to this statement from this woman is maybe the lack of relationship she has with her in-law.
I was just thinking what's funny is behind her video, she has a worship song playing in the background. That's what now makes me laugh because it just occurred to me. It has the Spirit lead me.
Yeah, but literally.
With, like to the most selfish video that someone could make, about family.
and
ain't be led.
Right. I'm just assuming either the relationship with either her sons or daughters, she's trying to regain, to keep, to find validation. In that moment where she's saying like, I would desire at that age, my kids are older, for us to do family vacations, but then also for me to have a hobby and a life. Like me being so fully focused on me wanting to spend time with my children.
Well, yeah, your identity, and not that that's her. Not that she has right. She has a lot of videos. Maybe there's enough videos in there that you can put that together. But yeah, that's why, to your point, it's important that your identity as an adult, not being your children, even as your children grow up.
Yeah.
And you even still mother hen and father hen, their relationships, them, everything about them. Like they need autonomy. They need to stand up on their 2 feet. You can create a very unhealthy codependence. You could create, and in her perspective, she may say, well, my relationship is really good with my kids. It's like, but is it with your in-laws? Because at some point that breaks, and I've seen it so many times because I'm a pastor and I talk to people after service. We do counseling, and we don't just counsel young people. Actually, the average people we counsel are in their 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, which has always been an honor, but strike me as odd that I'm like, wow, older people really, perceive to respect us because they sit with us no problem.
Well, and I think it's because it's the line of sight is as they get older, times are changing, and they're like, give me a new perspective on
help
things.
Me understand what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I hear it all the time. I hear in-laws. It's just there's so many broken families, so many broken marriages because family. And at some point you have to look in the mirror and be like, what are we doing that is aiding? Because I've never met a person who was seeking counseling. It's very rare that they've ever thought they weren't innocent. Everybody always sits with us. It's, I'm right, they're wrong. I'm right, my kids are wrong. Or I'm right, my parents are wrong. And then as you talk about it, as you talk to them, you're like, hey, so, when you told your mom and dad X, Y, and Z, don't you think that's a little harsh? Well, yeah, I want you to think. Imagine me. I tell you it right now. But yeah, I guess that's really harsh. Or from the grandparents. So you're telling me you tell your kids, but then you still expect them to be there on Christmas? Like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't be unkind, during the year and then expect, well, this is our holiday. This is our day. They need to call me on my birthday. Yeah, if they're believers, they need to extend love. But also if they are creating boundaries, both sides, boundaries are an opportunity to regain healthy relationship.
Right.
We always encourage individuals, set your boundaries, make it clear what you won't do, what you will do. If you need the relationship to improve with your parents or with your children, tell them what it is ahead of time and tell them, I will not be going over. I just spoke to someone recently. They said, my father verbally abuses my mother. She was in her 40s. So her parents are like in her late 60s, 70s. And she said, my father verbally abuses my mother. My mother makes excuses for it, like calls her mom a B. It's everything, like full verbal abuse. And she told me, share with me some things. And she said, like me and my sibling, like we're sick of it. Like what can we do? And I said, well, you said you were just there last week.
Right.
I encourage you. It's going to be hard.
Right.
But set a boundary and say, me and my siblings, we all agree, we will not be coming anymore until you speak better to mom, till you improve. And mom's going to be like, no, it's fine. No, we have a problem. As your kids, we have a problem with it.
Right.
It's not fine. We're not okay with it because we don't want our children to ever think, especially for me, I'm raising sons. If I was in that situation, I will never raise my sons in an environment where they think they can talk to a woman the way that dad has been talking to you. That's absolutely no-go for us. So until that approves, mom, you are always welcome in our home. We'll fly you out. We'll take care of you. You can come into our environment as long as you want. But until this changes, and mom, as long as you think it's okay, that's on you. Then we will come and visit you separate. We'll come hang out with us at the hotel, but we're putting a boundary. Dad needs to improve. And sometimes there's alcohol abuse connected to those things and other things. But to me, those are boundaries that say we're not doing this, but here's the end result until this improves.
Right.
Then when this improves, we want the relationship. We want the community. But we're not, a lot of families, they fake it for the holidays. They fake it for a birthday and then they leave. And then the family disruption goes right back to nothing improved, nothing changed. And it's just, to me, more so as a pastor who sees a lot of people that are unhealthy, that aren't thriving, one of the hardest things but most beneficial things that you could do for your family, whether you're the parent with children and grandchildren or you're the child in between with children and parents, is establish your boundaries and stick to them. And it could result in a disgruntled relationships, but hey, let's be honest, it's already a broken relationship.
Right.
It's already not healthy. You're already going to bed because parents, they can drive that out of you. My dad, his dad is still alive. I see my dad get around his dad. My dad turns into a 9-year-old.
Right.
You see, even doesn't matter the age. My dad's mid-60s. Grandpa's in his 80s. My dad still turns into a little boy around his dad. You see him kind of bidding for his approval. Dad checked it, and he don't talk to his sons like that at all, because that's the relationship a parent has with their children. It doesn't matter the age. And so if you're in the in-between with your parents, you have to recognize there isn't always a side of you where you are going to be hurt if you continue to put yourself in circumstances where you are allowing yourself to be hurt.
Right.
And so put those boundaries up and say, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore until this improves. And there's times you have to do that.
Absolutely. And I know for me, and I've never obviously put boundaries with my mother, but there are conversations that I feel that have helped that me and my mom have had, like just obviously.
Everyone has to do it though.
You have
Even
to.
the healthiest relationships.
You have to.
When the
That's
family
why
changes,
it is healthy.
when your kids get married and they start families, you have to have conversations of boundaries.
You have to have conversations of boundaries, but then you also just need to have those healthy conversations of what your relationship looks like as far as where you're at and being honest and truthful. Because I remember at the beginning of our marriage, I was pretty not hidden, but I didn't like to say that you couldn't come to things because I knew you were busy. And so the only way around it was me saying he's busy. And it wasn't like too busy to stop what he's doing, but that there was not an option because he was working and we can't do this all night or all day. So like even prime example, when we would celebrate Noah's birthday, January 31st, we would have Christmas Eve service. But in the morning, I told my mom, if we do anything for his birthday, it has to be in the morning. I know you guys don't like to do things early. I know you don't want to do things early, but I want to be there. So either sing happy birthday and we'll drive over in the morning. Let's do it from 10 to 2 or whatever. But at 2 o'clock, Adam has to go. He has to go prep. He has to go to service. He has to do run-throughs, whatever it was in order for New Year's Eve service. It was adapting the family to it. And they could have been like, well, that's it. This is what he does. This is his job. This is where he's at. So it was me being comfortable as the daughter coming from a family that is very loving, family oriented, wanting to do everything together, finding the language to communicate because I was never, it was never off the tongue. It was like, oh, my family invited you got to be there.
Yeah.
Early
on, it was like, hey, we're doing this on Thursday and because my family's got this. And I'd be like, well, I can't do that. And you're like, what do you mean? Your thing isn't till 7. You can leave for 2 hours. I'm like, and then I'd be like, Ashlee, I can't leave for
I leave 45 minutes,
leave for 2 hours.
Gotta
like,
come
what are you
back.
talking? It would be a lot of that early on. Like, just because I can do it doesn't mean I should, because I may not even make it back in time.
Right.
And now I'm going to be, and then you're going to look at me and be like, well, that's just what I expect you to do because that's what my family expects.
Yes.
Without your family even saying
anything. Exactly.
It's just out of the fear for you as a child.
100% it was.
Because you were still in your 20s.
Yeah.
And 20s, you still have that very childlike view of your parents and all that. And
childlike view, but then also the love of now my husband, of where I don't want him to be deemed in this light that he doesn't want family, or if my family, which they never did, gave the perspective he's trying to pull her away from our family, which they never did. Or that he doesn't want to go to the family functions. But then it's also, it's just two dynamics where our families had to realize we're two totally different. We come from complete opposite of the spectrum of families. And how do we beautifully blend this together where we all are on the same ground and same respect, to understand what season of life we're in, to where there are things that now may have to be planned out in a couple of weeks. Or there are times where I'm like, hey, Mom, I totally forgot to mention this to Adam, and there's no way he can come, and this is on me, and this has nothing to do with him. And then when I tell you, you're like, what? I'm like, it totally...
I'm like, I could have made it work. Why didn't you tell me?
Exactly. And so now there's these, we're getting in the creative habit too, where we're trying
and your mom has learned, because now a lot of times she bypasses you.
Yes.
The first time I see her all the time, she's like,
say that.
did Ashlee tell you?
Exactly.
And I'll be like, no, I didn't.
Yes. And I was like, I haven't gotten to it yet. And she was like, well, I'm going to tell you now, because she's like, I know that you're busy. I lost my train of thought. But all that to say is the communication does not stop, regardless of in-laws or mother or growing older together. These are honest conversations that you have to have with your parents if you want a healthy relationship with them. And that's why, in reality, I feel like my mom, my sister, and my brother and I, we're all in a healthy place to where those singular trips don't need to happen. I talk to my mom every day on the phone. I'm sure I know my sister talks to my mom every day on the phone.
Every hour.
Every hour. My brother talks to my mom on the phone. So if there was this lack or desire that my mom felt that she, like, let's just say lived in different states. Maybe that could be the case. She lived in different states and I'd love for all my family to get together. Yeah, sorry, Mama, we're all coming. Because we're all flying together.
It's just the fact that
or if you fly out
everybody's
here
included.
and do individual things and you come out and spend time with me. Let's just say my mom lived in a different state and I was like, hey, my mom's flying in town. Do you mind hanging out with the boys? Me and my mom are going to have a girls' day. You'd be like, absolutely. You haven't seen your mom.
Yeah. That's different. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm
totally
saying.
different
Like,
scenario. Yeah.
those are different scenarios.
Yeah.
All that to say, though, communication is key when it comes to just any relationship, any family dynamic. It's always constant. You can't just think that just ignore it and it'll go away. It's never going to go away.
Yeah, or like, oh, that's just mom.
Yeah,
it's like,
no,
it's not
no.
okay.
Yeah.
Because
That's not-
your
yeah.
your children and grandchildren are being raised around. If something is dysfunctional,
Right.
then young people are like sponges, and that dysfunction it breeds, and people become secluded, unhealthy, overly fearful.
Right.
When they're raised around something that isn't healthy. And when you're an individual that just bottles or excuses, oh, well, that's this, then what happens is a person grows up without clarity, so there's like aspects that breed, like my dad and his dad haven't always had a great relationship. In the holidays, my grandpa's always with my uncle, and for a certain amount of years, I would just think that like, there was times that like when we started getting adults, we would just go to my uncle's a little bit and stuff. And then I started realizing like, oh wait, my dad had boundaries with his dad. His dad was there. He didn't want an argument. So my dad would just exclude himself from that holiday thing. But then me being in my late teens and 20s, I'm viewing it as my dad doesn't care about family. It's not important. And it's breeding that in my head. Family's not important. My dad would just say, hey, sons, we'll just do our own thing. And then now that I'm like older, it's like, oh, wow, that didn't help me because I didn't know what was going on. Nothing was explained to me. I didn't know that my grandpa had basically told my dad for a season, like, you could die and I wouldn't show up to your funeral, hurt my dad. And then, so now my dad's walking out of this like, I'm hurt, I'm broken. My dad brings out a really unhealthy side of me. Therefore, whatever he's at, I'm not really going to be at. And then for certain way, like Nathan got married, my grandpa didn't show up. And we're like, we don't like you. But really, it had everything to do with the father and son who no one's giving us context. No one's telling us what's going on. Now we've been past that, got great, we just spent Christmas with my grandpa. My dad's there. They're best friends. They go hunting together, fishing together. They do everything together right now. My dad picks them up. And so their relationship has restored. But it took, 10 or 13 years for that to happen. And those 10 or 13 years were the pivotal, manhood for me years. And my perception was just, my dad doesn't care about family. He only cares about his immediate family and X, Y, and Z. And that's developing then as I'm in the formidable years of formation with not understanding that my grandpa and dad even had this issue. I didn't know. I was somewhat ignorant to it. So what happens is I just get this person. And then as I get older, it's like, oh, wow, had nothing to do with not being family. It was that they wouldn't be around each other. But guess who took it all personal? I did. Nathan did. Caleb did. Other cousins did. Why don't you go, oh, now you're adults. But then also they created now a framework where we're not even invited to stuff because there's an assumption we won't go. And so it really, that relationship just between kids and their parents, and then you look at children, grandchildren, I mean, it can really create just in a few short years, it created a dysfunction in me that then I marry you and your family's like, oh, we're all family ready. And I'm like, yeah, we don't do that as Messas.
Right.
And it's like, but my dad's heart would have been like, I wanted to do that. I just didn't have a relationship with my father.
Yeah.
So then for me, I'm like, oh, that's very normal to just say, yeah, I don't need to go with your family because my family has always done that.
Right. And I was going to say that out of your entire family, you have had to grow and stretch the most in this area.
Well, because your family? Yeah. Yeah.
In a good way, I would say. In the sense
I
of
don't
like,
mind it.
In the sense of like, you've been stretched because to be completely honest,
well,
like
I just had to relearn something.
Yeah.
I was stretched, but I had to learn something that obviously I did it originally for you because I love you and we got married and we have a family and I want what makes you happy. So it started from that. And then it started from, and I don't know if I ever said on podcast, maybe I've just said it with my friends, is now I genuinely enjoy it. You know, I think about your brother as a brother. I think about your sister as a sister. I view them the same way that I view my two immediate brothers. It conceptually in my mind, I put them on the same, your brother could call for anything and I'm there. Your sister could call for anything, I'm there. Your sister made a comment recently like, all my friends are single. I would love to vacation with you and Adam. And then you and I went away for a couple days. And I'm like, invite Ashlee or Allie. You know, like she mentioned she wants to spend time with us like that. Invite her. So for me, I view it now the same way. But it took, many years for that formation in my mind to happen. Not to view them as family, because when I got married, immediately was like, oh, those are my in-laws, that's family, but more so in terms of like rerouting my framework that they weren't my immediate family, they're your immediate family. And what happened over time is like, no, I feel that they're my immediate family and I do more with them. My brother I work with, but overall family, how often my family sees each other and stuff. Right. I see your family 10 times the amount that I see my family for family things. And so it was something that I did. I had to reshape in my mind of what not just family looks like, but non-immediate family looks like, which is what this woman's premise is. The premise is I have my immediate family and then my in-laws, children-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-laws, they're not immediate. I view them the same rate. I view cousins. I wouldn't invite cousins to a family, like an immediate family vacation. So why would I invite my daughter-in-law and son-in-law? And it's like, that is absurd to even think that way or even consider that. But also in another coin, to me, I'm like, I get it because it's exorbitantly either selfish or sinful. Not that she has sinned with this decision, but like looking at my dad and my grandpa's relationship, that there was sin in there and that bred dysfunction in the grandchildren. That didn't, now none of them really value family because it was not modeled between the parents and the grandparents. And so now we as grandchildren, we're getting married and you're like, oh, family this, family that. And I'm like, yeah, me and you. And you're like, no. This is still my family. We still do stuff together. And it's like, oh, really? My family doesn't do that. So my mom came from a super broken home. And so a lot of
with your mom, she's the sweetest. But like we could be on this property together, and she could be over in the offices in here, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm with my family." And we're like, "Girl, what?"
Yeah, because she grew up in dysfunction. You know, she got kicked out of her house at 16.
But
so,
I mean, she enjoys family. She enjoys the family time. She enjoys the immediate family and everything like that. It's just a different level of just both of us learning the dynamics of. Well,
my mom's view is grandchildren. Her children don't exist anymore.
We're the blessing to give a blessing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so to her, she's fine. She's like, as long as I got my grandkids,
that's all she wants.
She's happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, y'all, hope this was a beneficial conversation. Whatever your age is, hopefully there was something maybe to learn from, take away from, reflect in yourself. But yeah, thanks for joining us for Beyond I Do. Yep. Continued new year.
Yeah.
Do we got anything on the website that we're dropping right now? adammessa.org that people can get a hold of? We're doing a study in Ephesians. Is that live?
Study in Ephesians is live. Yeah, so, if you want to start your fast, I know this is a week later or 2 weeks later and you didn't know what to do. Join our fast.
Yeah. We, No, the Ephesians is not fast related.
No, I know Ephesians.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
but if you don't have,
No, it's just 2 weeks later. If you're behind on the fast, you're behind.
you could start
You're
a fast.
behind.
You
If
just got
haven't
late. You
started a
didn't.
fast at
You
the
could
top of
start
the-
it. You could start
If you've
it.
been still eating McDonald's and stuff, you listen. 2026 is over.
That's terrible.
You got
He
lock
has
in.
no faith
lock
in you
in
guys
at the
at
type
all.
of
I
the year.
had no faith in you to watch on
Listen.
Christmas. I have faith in you. If you just decided you needed a little extra 2 weeks, take that 2 weeks. Join in the
Anyways,
fast.
if
21
you
day fast.
what you may have set the year off right that you're struggling to do out of a lack of knowledge is if you say, "Hey, I want to learn my Bible better." Well, then I did a study guide on the book of Ephesians week by week. Our other podcast, Bible Club podcast, we already got chapters 1 to 3. So I think it's like 9 episodes already of 16. So you just type in Bible Club podcast, Adam Messer, or anything like that. We have a physical devotional book that if you would, everything that we do here is based off of your support. So if you donate, we can send you a book your way if you help support what we're doing here at Beyond I Do and Beyond the Letter and Bible Club. So you can go to my website, adammessa.org. I think they can't get a hold of a digital version. It's only physical. We got a physical book called for a Bible study on the book of Ephesians. So if you want to join us for that, go to adammessa.org. If you attend the church here at Patriot, I think you can get them maybe physically in person too. So you can look out for that too. God bless y'all. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.